It is time for us to pull our own forces together. If we don't, the enemy will win. We must hold the line for a few moments longer. If we can, we win. I look forward to battling you again when you are ready to fight, instead of building pathetic trade posts. You are about to win with your trade monopoly. I suppose you think this is a great achievement, but it is not. I suppose you should send your army to the next war you fight. We are about to win this one with our trade monopoly alone. We are about to win this war, and it is all the more glorious because we will win with a trade monopoly. We have suffered a strategic blow. Our trade monopoly is no more. I have sad news. We have lost our trade monopoly. Your trade monopoly has been easily stopped by my army. Do you have any other ideas? It appears that your trade monopoly has crumbled into dust. How sad. Our enemy seeks to win with a trade monopoly. Needless to say, this effort will end in failure. Warning, my ally. Our enemy has just started the trade monopoly timer. We have started the trade monopoly timer. We need only defend it and win. I am glad to report that our trade monopoly timer has just begun. We will win soon enough. Your trade monopoly will crumble before my mighty soldiers. How do you expect your trade monopoly to stand before my armies? You will taste a new flavor of defeat soon. We have just started the monopoly timer. The trade monopoly timer has started, and it is not your monopoly, my enemy. It is almost the end for the Aztec war machine. The Iroquois are nearly dead. The Sioux were a worthy foe, but their time on this battlefield is just about over. I admit newfound respect for the mighty Aztec Empire. They are kicking our hindquarters. We cannot stand before the Iroquois. They are too powerful for us to fight. The Sioux are truly a mighty empire. These Aztecs are too strong. We will fall beneath their onslaught. The Iroquois are a mighty opponent. Too mighty for us to defeat, I'm afraid. How could the Sioux be so powerful? We are losing. The Aztecs are weak and can be defeated if we attack them together. But even then, I'm afraid we will lose this war. Together, we can destroy the Iroquois. But I'm afraid the war as a whole is not ours to win. Why don't we just team up against the Sioux? It is clear we will not be winning this war anyway. You go down with the ship. I will escape with the women and children. Which Mediterranean island will you retire to once these swine have been conquered? The new heavy artillery are miracles of modern science. You should give them a shot. For centuries, cavalry have led the charges of battle. Where did your horses run off to? Even the most degraded commoner knows wars cannot be won without infantry. It would be foolish to fight under these conditions. Let us save our strength for another fight. This will be a battle the poets will tell of for many years. My fears have been made whole. The heathen have bested us. They won. I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Now that our foes have been eradicated, we can move on to more important political matters. As I suspected, the enemy forces are broken. That was a close one. Our alliance will prove certain victory. My strategists predict a victory. Pretty sure I've got this one under control. Your reinforcements have arrived just in time. Look, those heretical warmongers have recruited help from their allies. Good thinking. All right, excellent idea. Artillery is just what we need. Very good. Artillery with cavalry support will certainly pave the road to our victory. A wise choice. Artillery and infantry are the backbone of any successful army. Right, I will bolster our forces with cavalry. When the enemy hears my storm of thundering hooves and crashing cannonballs, they will surely flee for their lives. Yes, I think that will work splendidly. Infantry and cavalry make a very strong combination. Well then, I shall flood the battlefields with legions of infantry. The enemy will surely be at the mercy of our crusading infantry and noble steeds. I regret to say my strained economy simply cannot bear such a burden. Unfortunately, I have spent too much money on wine, women, and song to afford that. Regretfully, I must decline. I wish I could, but I cannot. My army is non-existent, and there is nothing I can do. That is beyond God's will and simply impossible for me to do. Until I can recruit more troops, I am afraid I cannot help. Those blasted dogs have destroyed our monopoly. It seems we have nearly forced the British back to their puny island. The Dutch are nearly defeated. Perhaps we should send them some sympathy tulips. I cannot say I am sad to see the French go. Our alliance has proved stronger than the German nation. It looks as if we have defeated the insurgent Portuguese rebellion. Superb. Our alliance has outlasted the Russian hordes. The Spanish simply did not have the political foresight to last out this war. England is proving to be a formidable adversary. The Dutch are growing quite powerful. We must choose our actions carefully. The French frighten me with their mighty empire. The German Reich must be stopped before they become too dangerous. We have let the Portuguese dissenters build their empire unchecked. Now I fear they will wage a ruthless civil war. My political connections inform me that we should be wary of the Russians. How could we have let the Spanish forces grow to such proportions? Your nation's scientific progress is outstanding. I can only hope my nation will follow in your footsteps. Very, very impressive. I should be advancing shortly. The natives are restless, and what is worse, they are allied with the enemy. This could be bad. The enemy has recruited the natives for aid. You doing okay there, Chief? Scientific progress is a glorious thing. Perhaps you should consider aging up. I would feel much more secure about our alliance if you were edging up a bit faster. Excellent work, my friend. Now, we must recruit an army. You're off to a great start. Keep at it. Savoring the flavor of the age would be dandy if we didn't have a war on our hands. Glad to see you made it to the colonial age. Thank you for rescuing my explorer. My explorer is thankful. Let me know if I can return the favor. Nice to see you've rescued my explorer. I'll put him back to exploring immediately. Rejoice! The monopoly has been broken. I have shown the natives the error of their ways. They will no longer help the enemy. I have freed the natives from the bondage of our enemy. I am pleased to inform you that I have sacked one of the enemy's towns. See the ashes floating up? And that is all that remains of an enemy town. Count this as an economic victory for us. The enemy's trade route fell easily under my sword. Damnation! The natives must be using black magic. My attack has failed. Their forces were too much. Hopefully the next attack will swing in our favor. No doubt my attack failed because my troops bartered their guns at the trading post. My explorer is slain. No! I have lost my explorer. Cougars and bison and bears, oh my. My explorer has been eaten by the wilderness. I have lost my troops, my economy, and my will to fight. I am afraid I must be resigning soon. We put up a good fight, but it looks as if we should be resigning soon. Don't you think? I could use some help here. Send what you can to help fight, please. To arms! To arms! My base is under siege. They have me surrounded. I will do what I can, but I'm greatly in need of your troops. Things are looking pretty grim over here. If you don't send some aid soon, I am done for. Pleased to make your alliance. I am sure we will make an excellent team. This will be a challenge. I hope we prevail. This may not be as challenging as before. Surely, we will be victorious. Last time we faced each other, you proved your merit in battle. I am glad to see we are allies this time. It seems we are allies again. This time I shall strive to pull my weight. I hope you prove to be a better ally than opponent. Not you again. This terrain looks mighty familiar, no? Last time we were disgraced in battle. Let's see to it we are the victors this time around. Ugh. My head still hurts from celebrating our last victory. The good news is I have my explorer back. The bad news is they charged me a hefty ransom. Huzzah! I have rescued my explorer. The enemy's troops must be drinking at the tavern. Now is the time to strike their main base. The enemy has no barracks. If you were to send in some cavalry, they couldn't even muster a single pikeman. Look what I've found. A stableless town. Artillery would be perfect right now. Don't spend this all on ale. Put this money to good use. Eat to live, and not live to eat. Your settlers look mighty thin. Perhaps they could use some food. Use this timber to your advantage. This lumber should help strengthen your town's infrastructure. I shall send my soldiers to the enemy front. I am going to attack the enemy base now. If the enemy has any unprotected gatherers, I will hunt them down. As we speak, my troops are readying themselves to strike at the heart of the enemy's base. My troops are preparing to ravage the enemy's main base. I will take care of these pesky natives. I will deprive the enemy of his liquor by destroying this trade site. I am coming to your aid. My troops are on the way. I will be right there. I'm going to set up military operations in this area. This will be the site of my next town. I think I shall christen it with your name. I have decided to build my next town center approximately right here. For only a few beads, these natives will gladly aid us in our war. I've decided it's time to get the locals involved in our fight. A trade post here will ensure plenty of wine to give our soldiers spirit. And just to let you know, I'll be building a trading post here. On my mother's honor, this building shall not fall. This location is essential to our success. I shall defend it. The enemy is trying to oppress our natives. They must be protected. We shall make a stand in this town. They are trying to take our source of imported wine. We must defend this trading post. My coffers are overflowing with wealth. I happily share it with you. Give a man a fish, and he will eat for a day. Give a man a boatload of fish, and he will eat for a damn long time. Shiver me timbers. I will give you more wood. Keep up the fighting. I am on my way. My forces are en route. Hold the line. Reinforcements are on the way. So, drink any good ale lately? You must be one of the strong silent types. Checking your email? Alms for the poor? My friend, I am in need of some coin. Could you spare a few coins for a loyal ally? There are starving children in my land. Can you provide some food? My soldiers have been reduced to eating their shoes. Do you have any food you could send my way? My lumberjacks have gone on strike. Would you give me wood? If you could spare some wood, I would be a very happy ally. Your reinforcements surely turned the tide of battle. Many thanks. Now we can continue forward. Your troops have saved the day. Our offensive movement presses on. An offensive victory, all thanks to your soldiers. Thanks for the coin. I am off to the tavern now. The children shall eat, thanks to your generosity. My base still stands because of your help. I will erect a statue here in your honor. Thank you for helping fend off the invaders. Many thanks are in order for your reinforcements at my base. Your tribute is greatly appreciated. So much wood to build new buildings with. Thank you, my friend. We are crumbling under the might of the British Empire. The Dutch will be our undoing. It seems the French forces will overtake us soon. I fear we shall fall to the rebel Portuguese forces. It looks as if our towns will be waving Russian flags soon. These Spanish conquistadors have won the day. Perhaps if we attack the British, we can turn this war around. Their alliance is proving to be stronger than expected. However, my spies inform me the Dutch are the weakest. Let us strike them. We may have lost the war, but I believe we can still win a battle versus the French. Let us take down the Germans before our empire falls. The Germans can at least be taken out of this fight by immediate action on our part. It may prove impossible for us to defeat the enemy entirely, but I believe we can crush the rebel Portuguese forces. Our future is dim, my friend, but not all is lost. Russia is vulnerable to attack. This war has not been favorable for us. Maybe if we hit the Spanish, we can turn things around. It seems my long hours at the taverns have caused our defeat. Wish I could have been more helpful. My apologies. This is all your fault. Alas, this will always be remembered as the war you lost for us. The war seems to be going well. Keep up the good work. Good fortune smiles upon us. The war is in our favor. Your bravery as shown in battle. I am indebted to your strength. Because of you, we may indeed be victorious. Ha! We have the upper hand, despite your blunderings. Go make me a sandwich. While I'm off winning the campaign, you're off looking at all the pretty graphics. Let us make the best of this and resign before we are utterly destroyed. Well, there is nothing left we can do to win. Let us resign and be done with it. Look on the bright side. They may die of the plague. The enemy has reached a monopoly. Let us make plans to destroy it as soon as possible. Figures. The enemy is recruiting the locals to help them. It looks as if the enemy is trying to get a leg up on us economically. The enemy has more native sites than us now. Be warned. The enemy is trying to outdo us economically. Look, they have more trade sites than us now. Hooray! We have the first trade site. Well done. I can see I have made a wise alliance. Quite the skills you got there. The first nugget. Surely an omen of good fortune. Excellent! You truly are the master of getting booty. Good work on collecting treasures, my friend. Nothing like a full treasure chest, eh? You shall eat well tonight, my friend. Your plundering skills are amazing. Do you happen to have a treasure map by chance? You should at least say thank you for that one. Natives to the rescue! Good work. A gainful boon to your economy. A bundle of extra wood should definitely come in handy. Thanks to you, we now hold more native sites. Good work. We now control more trade sites than they do. Perhaps those resources would be better spent on troops. Playing defensive, are we? Well, then I expect you to come wallow on my base too. I have struck a deal with the natives. They now fight for us. I am now the proud owner of the first trading post. Behold, what wondrous treasures this new world contains. More treasure for us now, and less treasure for our enemies to pick up later. Marvelous! What a find! There is nothing like the sound of coins filling my coffers. My, a feast for kings I just discovered. I found this treasure lying around your base. Don't worry, though. I will repay the favor soon enough. I love exploring and discovering treasure, but it is important you do so as well. I hope you're not expecting me to collect all the treasure. Great! We now have native warriors among our ranks. The more settlers I rescue, the more resources I'll have to contribute to our effort. I found some wood to boost the construction of future buildings. I have convinced more natives to help us in our cause. I have constructed another trade site for us. This will directly contribute to our resource funds. By building walls around my base, I hope to keep the enemy out. Your forces, of course, are welcome inside. These sturdy walls should serve as an excellent fallback point in the event we need it. Our efforts have paid off. We now control a monopoly. Now, let us defend it. Welcome back to the battlefield, sir. I trust your time away was productive. Nice to see you again. I can tell your skills as a leader have grown. Great to have you back. I have heard tales of your conquests around the globe. Unfortunately, their monopoly will be our downfall. Congratulations! Our monopoly has surely been the cause of our triumph. This shall be a battle for the history books, and I shall be recorded as the victor. Shall I go ahead and declare myself the victor now, or are you actually going to fight? You realize you stand no chance of winning. Any last requests before I rip your army asunder? I bet you wish your allies were as helpful as mine. I had you, if not for your allies' support. I had you. Your speed is impressive, but your strength may be lacking. Fancy technology will mean little when my army plunders your town. Trying to oppress the locals will not win you the war. Destroying the local culture is reprehensible. Why don't you strike at me instead? You have razed my town center, you filthy swine. Cutting off my trade routes will not save you from the wrath of my army. Technological advancements are marvelous things. You should try them sometime. I feel so sorry for your poor technological advancements. I'm almost tempted to send you some resources. Almost. I will tell them to put first to reach colonial age on your tombstone. How is it the saying goes? Last to colonial age, first to die? Your town is so far from your allies. They won't be able to hear your screams as your town is being burned to cinders. Cowards of a feather flock together. I suppose that's why you and your ally built next to each other. Nice try. Try again. I have freed the natives from your oppression. I shall keep the rubble from your town as a souvenir of my conquests. I have destroyed your trading post. What are you going to do? It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Of course, it will be even more of a pleasure to destroy you. How is it again they say, prepare to die in your native tongue? Always a pleasure to meet new opponents to conquer. It's always nice to challenge ourselves, isn't it? Perhaps you can defeat me if I don't try as hard. This all seems so familiar to me. Perhaps you stand a greater chance of winning now that you have strategically reduced your enemies. You are arrogant to assume you can conquer me with my new alliances. Behold, my explorer walks again. You should not be so obvious. I have discovered your explorer. Your explorer isn't the stealthiest character, is he? If your army is in need of guidance, you can gladly send them to fight for me. Are you going to attack me? Or were you just out for a stroll? Sending your soldiers into the jaws of the beast? You are either very brave or very, very foolish. Did I give you permission to kill my villagers? Prepare to die. Killing my defenseless settlers, I see? Do not think I'll have mercy on your women and children now. Your army is huge. I'm afraid of the number of graves I'll have to dig for them. Your ragtag band of brigands do not scare me. All right, we'll call it a draw. You call that an army? I see your town. It will look beautiful once my banner is flying over it. Aha! I have found your town center. You might as well resign now. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Let the onslaught begin. Have no mercy and offer no quarter. Attack! Attack! Charge! Cut them down and let them drown in their own blood. Charge! I have not seen any activity from you in a while. Perhaps you have taken up gardening. Why don't you use this downtime to go fetch me some wine? You are turning out to be quite the boring adversary. Clearly, I underestimated you. So I must resign. Somehow you outwitted me. Now I am forced to surrender. Good. I was hoping you would offer a challenge at some point. Capitalizing on what I started, I see. While you are busy constructing more trade sites, I make plans for your demise. Congratulations, you have found the first treasure. You can resign now. You were the first to find some treasure, and you will be the first to die. Coincidence? I think not. Hand that over, by order of the Portuguese Royal Empire. Enjoy your plunder while you can. Just imagine they'll print my face on your coins soon enough. Glad to see you have found some food. You were looking awfully frail. You have captured much treasure so far. Well, I guess we all have our talents. You took my treasure, you rabid dog, you. Why must you bring more innocents to die for your cause? I suppose you'll need some way of replacing the ones I kill. I suggest you build a ship with that and sail far, far away. Building walls, I see. I'd be afraid of me too. Walls will not stop the might of my army. They will rip them down like saplings trampled by a stampede of bulls. No doubt you are trembling in fear to know I have recruited the locals to join my cause. All the more for me. Oh, look what I have found. One more treasure closer to victory. Oh, shiny. Now my settlers will grow strong with this bounty. While you were off picking flowers, I discovered this treasure just outside of your base. In case you forgot, collecting treasure is a good thing. It's always nice to know the natives are supportive of my efforts. Imagine how much more productive my economy will be now. I have discovered some lumber just now. What have you done lately? Resorting to hiring the natives, I see. Typical. Do not think that trade side alone will win you the game. 4 of a kind might be a sure win in poker, but not in this game. Well, one way or another, we shall be victorious. Your doom is on the horizon. Been letting your kid sister play lately? So, which cheat codes have you been using? Many games? Many follies, I assume.